Hello from the Des Moines Register Information Center. I'm Rick Green, Editor and Vice President of News, with details of the final Des Moines Register Iowa poll for the 2012 Republican caucus cycle. And put simply, the field remains volatile, 3 candidates are jockeying for the top spot, and Rick Santorum of Pennsylvania is rising, and amazingly fast. The poll, conducted Tuesday through Friday, is led by former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney, but poised within striking distance are Texas Representative Ron Paul and the fast-charging Santorum. Here are the numbers. Romney at 24%, 22% for Paul, and 15% for Santorum, the former Pennsylvania senator. But the 4-day results don't reflect just how quickly momentum is shifting in a race that has remained fluid for months. If the final 2 days of polling, Thursday and Friday, are considered separately, Santorum rises to second place with 21% and pushes Paul to third at 18%. Romney remains the same at 24%. Asked to describe the biggest surprise of the poll, Register pollster J.N. Selzer said this: "Momentum's name is Rick Santorum." But don't think this is a done deal quite yet for anyone. Here's another sign of the race's volatility. 41% of likely caucus goers say they could still be persuaded to change their minds. Selzer and Company of Des Moines conducted the poll of 602 likely Republican caucus goers, which has a margin of error of plus or minus 4 percentage points. In the final 2 days of polling, 302 likely caucus goers were interviewed, with a margin of error of 5.6%. Rounding out the field and results from the full 4-day poll, former U.S. House Speaker Newt Gingrich was at 12%, Texas Governor Rick Perry stood at 11%, and Minnesota Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann was last at 7%. The first in the nation Iowa caucuses, which takes place Tuesday evening, kick off voting in the presidential nominating process. The Iowa poll, a Register exclusive since 1943, is a much-watched indicator of how candidates are faring in the lead-off caucus state. The first 3 Iowa polls of the 2012 caucus cycle, conducted in June, October, and November, featured a different leader each time. First was Romney, then retired business executive Herman Cain, then Gingrich. Other candidates took turns in the top tier too. Bachmann was in second place to Romney in the June poll and won the Iowa straw poll in August. But her support plummeted this fall. Gingrich surged to the lead with 25% in the late November poll, but slid to 12% in the new poll. Now, it's Santorum's turn to rocket to the top tier. He has campaigned in Iowa more than any other candidate, stumping the state more than 100 days and conducting more than 300 events since the last presidential election. According to the Register's poll, all that time in Iowa must mean something. He's being rewarded today with a fast rise in the polls, with 3 more full campaign days in sight: Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. But until recent weeks, Santorum has struggled to escape single digits in state and national polls. His campaign is both a strong fiscal and social conservative, but social conservative voters had remained undecided or split among several candidates. Romney campaigned lightly in the state until December, but he benefits from the network he built as a candidate 4 years ago when he campaigned constantly and poured $10 million into a heavy advertising schedule and a big campaign organization. Our political team is in full force, and we'll continue to be tracking today's developments and responses to the Des Moines Register's final poll of this caucus cycle. Return to DesMoinesRegister.com throughout the day for the latest news. This is Rick Green, editor of the Des Moines Register and DesMoinesRegister.com, wishing you a very happy new year.